Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 61.
Ooh.
Today is Sunday, March 21st, and this is a channel mostly about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans. And sometimes whenever we're trying to show where we should start, we do this. And we were perfectly synchronized today.
We're so silly.
We are.
So it looks like spring is trying to creep into our area.
Yes. We went on a picnic lunch yesterday, me, the husband, and the boy, and that was a lot of fun. So
He's getting so cute. We stopped by Keisha's yesterday and he was fascinated with me. And I just was eating it up. I loved it.
Just stared down Laura. Katie was holding him. I was holding him. Laser focus.
And smiles. Just like so many smiles. I was like, oh.
He's a happy boy.
So we haven't been up to a whole lot this week. We've just been busy, I feel like.
Yeah. Right. Well, as most of you will probably have noticed, we didn't do a Stitch With Us video last week, and that's because I was out of town. We went to Illinois to see my husband's grandfather, and that was kind of a weird visit. Visits in the time of COVID are just strange because he lives in a care facility, and so we were like, he was on one side of glass and we were on the other side, but he hadn't met James yet, so we took a family trip, my small family, and then my in-laws and my sister-in-law and nieces, we all went, and we stayed at a hotel that had a pool, and so you signed up for like hour-long blocks for when your group would go to the pool, and so that was fun. We got to have James swim for the first time, and he loved that, and it was just kind of nice to have like a controlled sort of environment. So that's why we didn't do a Stitch With Us last weekend.
Yes. And Keisha was willing to do one when she got home, and I was just exhausted on the day we were going to do it. So
well, and it's hard to do it on a work night anyway. I feel like we're both off on Sundays when we usually film, so that usually works out pretty well. But man, doing things during the work week, I come home and I'm like, no.
And I can tell the weather is really affecting me. I had massive arthritis this week, and there's still a little bit there, but it's these two joints were so swollen that it was hard to sew. It was just hard to do everything.
Right.
And I think it's just weather change.
Yeah.
So,
We've had like a lot of rain lately.
Yes. And some snow.
Yeah.
So I had said in our last video that I figured we were finished with snow and I was going to work on my snow day project. And so I did. And then it snowed.
Good old Missouri.
So we jumped right into the chatting, and I forgot to say welcome to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. Obviously, the rambles are mad, and mad crazy, not mad.
Oh, sometimes mad. No, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes a little irate, yeah. But and if you are returning, thank you for returning. We have had so many great comments lately. I've loved checking in on all of those. And if you comment anything to Keisha, I let her know that because she just doesn't always have time to be able to get in.
Well, and a lot of times I will read the comments, but I don't always, I'll be in the middle of reading and trying to respond, and then I'll have to go get James or something. For those of you who are new, I have an 8-month-old. So doing really anything is kind of hard. But
Keisha does know when you comment.
Yes,
so
read them. So thank you.
And yeah, your comments have been great lately. Yes. I've just had fun reading them all. We've had some comments about the trip that Katie and I are planning to take. We're leaving on Friday and we're heading east. We'll be going to Dying to Stitch in Virginia Beach. And I think I have her talked into going to Needleworkers Delight in New Jersey also.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
Such a fun trip.
So Keisha's going to start making her list now.
Yes.
And see what happens.
Oh, one more exciting thing that happened in my life this week is I actually got my first dose of the vaccine, of the COVID vaccine.
Oh, yes.
Really excited about that. I hadn't really been seeking out getting the vaccine until like my tier was up in Missouri. I'm sure it's the same most other places, but we have like tiers based on you know, your exposure, your health, and what industry you work in. And so mine and my husband's tier is actually the same one, critical infrastructure. So we both got our shots. So our first dose. So I'm hopeful that things are going to start getting to where it's safe to go outside and see people again, so.
And not be like so far from everyone, right? Yes. I will get my second shot on Friday, right as Katie and I are leaving. So think good thoughts for me.
Yes.
I'm hoping that they say that older people don't have as big a reaction to it. So I'm hoping I'm old enough.
Yeah. Well, what I've heard is a lot of my friends who are, well, like my mom has gotten it and my mother-in-law is like maybe some flu-like symptoms for like 12 hours and then it's okay. So.
I've already told Katie that if I start feeling bad, I'm crawling in the back seat and going to sleep and she's on her own.
Perfect.
So she has audiobooks lined up and she is fully expecting me to crawl in the back seat and go to sleep.
Nice.
So we should be in good shape.
Right.
Okay, I hinted at this, so I'm going to show you guys my finish. So it's Heartstring Samplery's Baby It's Cold Outside. And I did mine on 32 count Jack Frost linen from Silkweaver. And this is it.
So nice. Go over to your right a little bit.
Sorry.
There we go. It's so pretty.
Thank you. I just used one strand. I wanted it to look very, very snowy, and I like how it came out. I used some of the colors in that she called for, but other things I just didn't have here, and I wanted to start it. So I just did. I made do.
Nice.
I had that one in my retreat sleeve from Love You More. This is an old one because it has an old label. And look at the inside. It goes with my piece. Can you see all this?
That really does.
So that was my finish this week.
Awesome.
And Keisha also had finishes this week.
I did, but I can't show you, but you can maybe see them in July when that box comes out. I finished up a model for the Black Needle Society.
You finished 2, right?
I did. I finished 2. One was, I don't know if it was the first piece I started after James was born. It may have been the first piece I started after James was born because I got it right after James was born. So we'll just claim that was the first thing I started after James was born. So there you go. You have that history in your piece. And that was a pretty big one. It's really good, guys. It's one of those, I feel like it's been an idea for a long time because I remember Katie sent me just like, her art of it. I was like, oh man, I want to stitch that. And then, I had the baby and she's like, are you sure? Like, this is probably involved. I don't want to overwhelm you. And I'm like, I want to stitch that. So I did.
What's funny is that Keisha and I and Athena, all 3 stitched for Katie. So definitely Katie would not have been left in the lurch, but Keisha claimed it.
I fell in love with it. And then during that whole process, Katie's like, well, I have a small companion piece to it. It's like, well, obviously. I mean, it's on the same fabric with the same floss. I was like, well, I'll do it. And And the fun thing about that is it's just over 1,000 stitches. And I told Katie and Laura I worked on it in 3 different states. So I worked on it in Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois because I took it on my trip with me this past weekend. So.
Wow. Did you also finish your other model, or are you like almost finished?
I am 646 stitches away from finishing the other model. So
that is so good.
For those of you who are in the know, that's half a Hildy border.
That means it's repetitive, so you're going to be, you should move through it fairly quickly.
Oh yeah, no, I can stitch a Hildy border in my sleep. And I stitch so Michelle Bindi Stitchy Designs, she has a series of patterns that have a little witch in them who's named Hildy. She's wonderful, and I stitch those models. And not all of the Hildy patterns have the border, but most of them have like this fun little curly Q border around them. So that's what I'm talking about.
That was finish number 6 for me for the year. I think you may be ahead of me because you have been knocking the models out.
I've been trying. I just started another one, and hopefully that one's a little bit bigger than the other 2.
A few more stitches.
With a shorter deadline.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you a funny thing. So we're talking about the Frogwort sampler.
Yes.
Keisha gets a head start on me because my fabric's not in yet. Right. But Katie announced how many stitches were in it, and I believe it was 11,599. And one of our friends, Felicity Fish Cross Stitcher, although their channel name is changing, we'll talk about that in a minute. She messaged and said, can't you add just one more stitch to make it even? So Katie's like, oh, I could totally add a stitch here. Then Katie started looking, and the top of the piece, there was one stitch that was up above all of the rest of them.
Oh.
So she had to move it. And then she looked, and there was something else that was just a little funny for her. So she had to eliminate a couple stitches and add them in someplace else to keep it. So it is 11,600 stitches.
Nice.
And I hope Keisha and I have the latest version. We may not have yet, but where you started is fine.
Okay.
That's not changing. So
also, well, and are we into stash now?
Sure.
All right. So Katie and Laura came by and were like, mostly for the Frogworks Year 2 pattern, it uses the same floss as Frogworks Year 1, with the exception of a couple more flosses. And look at these étoiles. So Katie was like, just use the étoile wherever you feel like using the étoile. So I did some on-the-fly research. We're very serious about these patterns. So I was like, I think I remember the book mentioning that something, glittered or shimmered or something like that. I'm going to look it up and make sure it did. And it did. So I'm very excited that the research panned out.
We should say Keisha is doing the piece that has all of them on one piece of fabric, and hers is a 36 count fabric, and she uses the DMCs and she gets to play with the étoiles. I am doing the model where we're doing them individually. The last one I did, we made into a drum. So we will be changing fabric color every time. Mine is on 32 count linen, so it's slightly bigger, and I'm using all of the overdyed flosses.
Yes.
No, it's all for me, just overdyes. Right.
So it's kind of nice. You can kind of pick, whether or not you want to do the DMC or if you want to do a fancier floss conversion. And I mean, the DMC is beautiful.
Yes.
I feel like the piece is really nice with the DMC. So
we have been enjoying. Katie re-released the Year 1 pattern. So if you're interested, you can go to the blackneedlesociety.com, and the Year 1 pattern is available for sale. And we've been listening to people who are starting it saying, is this really supposed to be purple?
Yes. There is, and I don't even know. hold on just a minute. I'm going to make sure I don't give away any secrets.
She uses the purple in such a great way, but I know
I'm
Keisha
just
and
going
I
to
were
show
both
you.
like,
So that you don't see anything else that's happening. This is a handful of secrets. So this is the sorting hat that's part of the pattern. And I mean, it's brown, right? It's brown. But this is, and I forget what the DMC is, but the fancy floss is old purple paint. Like it's definitely like a purple leaning brown, but once you get it all in there, it doesn't look purple anymore.
I think it's in Fluffy too, isn't it?
No, Fluffy is.
Did he had something weird in him?
Oh, well, yeah, Fluffy is. Look, I'm just doing my best to not show you what I've been working on because the new model is underneath. There's Fluffy.
Katie's yelling at me. Fluffy does not have anything weird in him. Oh, there's
Fluffy
blue.
is
There's
like,
blue in the horse.
yes, there's blue in the horse.
So it was really interesting, and Katie just did a great job with her colors.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a good one. If you're into Harry Potter at all, that's for you.
So it's been fun.
Right.
Okay, what other stash? Do you want to tell your stash, or do you want me to do my stash first?
I'll go ahead and do mine. So
Okay.
I'm not going to show you everything. Here is a spoiler warning.
Yes.
For the on-the-go stitching box from the Black Needle Society. So if you haven't opened yours or you're avoiding spoilers, wait until I do this. And so I'm going to start. You've been warned. So this is the little pamphlet that came with it. I'm only going to show 5 items.
She sat here and tried to figure out which 5 she wanted to show.
So I'm showing you this. They all come with a nice little booklet that tells you what all's in there and a little note and what's coming up and some pictures from the photo challenge from the last one. I show you this brochure because whenever I got the box, of course I have to unbox it right as I'm standing at Katie and Laura's car because I need to know what's in there and they need to see my reaction to it. And I had James. And so James was like, ooh, a piece of paper? I would like a piece of paper. Because he's very into textures right now. So he grabbed it and just started going like this. So, but anyway, that's why it's all wrinkled.
You showed the back where the pictures are. You guys, you should go watch Janet Jabber's unboxing because she's one of the people featured in the photos on the back, and her reaction when she sees that she's featured is fabulous. I mean, everybody that I've heard that has watched it has said, I was almost in tears with her. So it's so sweet.
So the first thing I'm going to show you is we got this set of these little floss cards. I show you these because they're great. They have like maps on them. They're great, but also Katie Landis cut these all out. And I just wanted to acknowledge her hard work.
Yes, it was like 4 days it took her to get them all done.
So I just wanted to acknowledge that hard work. So this box had and I'm not even going to show you all of the like accessory bags that came in here. There were quite a few. I'm going to show you this tote bag. That's wonderful. It said I went to my craft room and all I got was this tote bag. Which is how I feel half the time. What did I go in there for? I guess I just have this bag.
And if you think about souvenirs from when people go visit other places, then you get the t-shirts that say, my grandparents went to Florida and all I got was this t-shirt.
I once went to Atlanta and I got my grandma this mug that was cut in half. It was a coffee mug cut in half. It had a wall so you could still drink out of it. But it said, someone I love went to Atlanta and all they could afford was half a mug.
That's good.
And then this pouch that says it's always an adventure with you, which is a quote from Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh is one of my favorite things in the whole world. And so I really, really like this pouch. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I'm going to use it because I love it. And then there was a great pattern from Ink Circles in there.
Tracy knocked it out of the park.
It's called Half the Fun, and just look at all the stuff in there. The cars, the airplanes, the hot air balloons. There's a horse. Like, it's just a treasure trove. This is. And
it's really fun.
I'm really excited to stitch it.
I've been checking out different flosses to stitch it with, and I may actually use a DMC, are they called color variations?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I found one that's really cool. It's kind of like Berry Splash.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, just maybe a little bit darker.
So I love this. I love these sorts of patterns. So I'm excited about it. And then my favorite thing in any Black Needle Society box is the custom needle minder. Because Katie Landis is a genius. So here it is. It says resting stitch face. It's beautiful. I love it. It's perfect. And so now this is just gonna live on whatever project I'm working on, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a project that I'm working on because it's
there
perfect.
you go.
I need it. And it'll make me laugh every time I'm using it. So that's my stash. There's more in the box, but I'm not going to show you everything. There will be a full unboxing on the Black Needle Societies. Oh.
So this thing you got, has your husband seen it yet?
No, not yet.
Because, you know, we're calling it like a tray that you can use while you're traveling.
Yeah, but it's a dice tray.
It's a dice box.
It's 100% a dice box.
So it folds, you snap the corners together and it folds up. Yeah. And I love all of the gamers have been like, but it's a dice box.
Yeah.
But it'll be great for my stitching.
But it's a dice tray. All right. So as promised, I'm done.
Did you get any other stash this week?
Nope, that was it. Just what you brought me.
Okay, well, we had Needlework Expo, so all the cool stuff came out. So I got some fun things from it, including from Ink Circles, Rabbit. And here's January.
Oh, so good.
And February. And March. Look at those flowers.
Oh, wow. That's so good.
April.
Nice.
May. And June. In case you can't tell, I like rabbits. And look at the cute bunny down there.
Cute.
So I got those. That was just too fun.
That'll have to be your monthly series next year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Then from Teresa Kogut, I got Whimsy Halloween.
Oh, that's cute.
I love that one. And from the Blue Flower, I got Tudor Bee. Look how pretty she is.
Oh, I love that. That goes so well with Quilting Bee.
Yes, and I need to pull mine out and do it. And I think Katie has Sleeping Bee. So I got Hands-On Design Block Party. I got the 25th.
Oh,
and I love that they come with this. You can also buy them with the pins if you want. Yeah. So I'm sorry for the glare, you guys, but it's a lovely bright day. So
right.
And then from Satsuma Street.
Oh yes, I love that.
This is an older one, but it has all of the perforated paper, the gold perforated paper, and there are my colors.
So good. I have thought about buying that so many times.
Now they also did this in a silver and blue version. So silver perforated paper and blues. And I actually have that in a book that I bought. So if I would buy my silver perforated paper, then I could I was thinking I could do it and put it back to back so
Oh
that
yeah.
when it's hanging, it would,
Twist. Yeah.
Did you like that? That it was.
I got it.
Then I was at the LNS yesterday, and look, Preschooler already has this year's Santa.
Nice. Look at that raccoon.
Isn't it great? So fun. What raccoon?
Isn't he holding the raccoon under his arm?
Oh, I see it now.
Okay.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. Hello, I'm looking at the owl.
Like, Keisha, there's no raccoon there.
Keisha, help me. I can't see it. And then I saw this American Sampler House from Annie B. Annie B's folk art. And I remembered that by the door was this spring morning fabric from Color and Cotton. And I got all of the flosses to do it.
Oh, so good.
It's only 7 colors in here. I love it. I may have to start it during Mania.
Yeah.
I may make a 4 starts, one each weekend.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, and then
all right.
Color and Cotton. I haven't looked yet. I've only oh my gosh. Jalapeno.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
That's great.
That's fabulous. I will have fun with that. See, now that was fun, right? I hadn't looked at it. So you got to see my reaction. That's it for my stash. Because there was still a lot.
Right. But you're saving up for, man, we're going to have a double long episode whenever you get back.
I'll just show a couple things every week. Yeah. Oh, okay. So are you ready for some whips?
I am ready for some whips. So I haven't had a lot of stitching time. I just, for whatever reason, I've had about as much time as I usually do, but I'm just tired when I get home sometimes. And I just kind of zone out.
Well, especially with the time change. I feel like we've all been messed up here.
Right. Well, and so I mentioned before that I had gotten a promotion, and I started that in full swing on the 1st. And so it's kind of, it's a good change, but it's definitely one where I've had to, use a lot of brain power. And so sometimes whenever I get home, I'm just like, I'm just gonna sit here and just kind of zone out.
I just need to be, yeah.
Right. So I didn't get much stitching done. And what stitching I got done, I prioritized models. So I do have some things to show though, so do not worry. I haven't shared this with you yet, but I've had what I would call a mini finish. So as you may know, I've been working on Cozy Feet from Mill Hill. This has been my 25/7 project. So I've been doing about 25 stitches a day on it, which has been fun. And I finished all the regular cross stitches. So
awesome.
I'm on to So here's where it's at now.
Whoa.
So I started this I'd say mid-January is when I started it. And I just want to show you, this is where I started. There's a lot of glare on it, sorry, but that's where I started and that's where I am now.
Wow.
So.
And have you started the beading up on the garland?
Yeah, so I have the red beads in here. You can kind of see. And then I've started the green beads here on the garland. So.
Wow.
So it's coming right on.
That looks so good.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm excited. There are quite a few beads in there. I have a lot to do. I have to finish the garland, and then these socks. You can see there are quite a few beads in the socks to get in there. So, but I'm done with all the regular stitching. There isn't any back stitching in this. There's a button that goes in up here, and then I just have beads to do. So I'm pretty excited about it.
That's your 25/7 project, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think you would get that one done this year?
No, it isn't in my plans to do it at all. And so I've just been, like I said, been doing the 25 stitches a day. So, and I've been enjoying using a mill hill for that, because I feel like on mill hill, since they're on mostly, not every mill hill is on perforated paper, but most of them are. I feel like you see progress a lot faster on perforated paper because you're actually like filling in the perforated paper. And so it's been pretty encouraging just to see my progress every day, and how that's been going. So I really didn't think by mid-March I would be into beads, but here we are.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so I don't know. This isn't one that I have counted up, so I'm not really sure how many beads are in there. So I don't know how long it will take for me to finish, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get more working on that. And so yeah.
Awesome.
So that's that project. I have a couple more that I can show you. So I've been working on Christmas wreath, the Christmas wreath stitch along from the Frosted Pumpkin. And my goal is to finish a part before the next part comes out, and that didn't happen this month. But we did get a new part, so I'm going to show that to you. So here's the pattern so far. Sorry for the glare. There's a window right in front of my computer. So the new part here is basically everything above the Santa. There's like that little present there and some ornaments and a star and some more bulbs.
That wreath is jam-packed.
It's packed with things. I'd hate to decorate this every year. But yeah, so I'm really excited about that little present. I think it's really cute. As I said, I'm not done with the last bit of it. So here's where I am. I still have the Santa to finish. I haven't done much on him. And then the green to fill in. But then once I have that filled in, then I'll have finished this part. So I still have some stitches left to go in it.
Oh, you're doing good.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a lot to keep up.
Yeah. It's a little less, it's like 1,500 stitches a month, which is manageable, but when you're trying to do other things and get other things done, it's kind of harder to do. And it used to be my work project, but I don't get as much work stitching in anymore. So anyway, there it is. I still love it. I'm having such a great time with it. It's such a fun and like happy piece. It's such happy colors. It's nice to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know how I'm easily talked into things. So last time we did a video, you were like, oh, I have a snow day project. Maybe I'll have a rainy day project. I was like, well, I have something that's just about rain. Maybe I'll have a rainy day project. Maybe each day it rains, I'll work on it for an hour. And it's rained like 5 days since then, and I've worked on it for an hour and a half. So, but I've told myself I'm not going to beat myself up about that. So I've been working on rain showers from Little House Needleworks, and this was gifted to me by Laura when she finished it, and it was a freebie pattern if you bought the classic Colorworks for it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
and I got it from someone at Galleria, so it's kind of fun. It's being passed along.
Yeah, for sure. So, and I just love this little thing. So here's where I am on it.
Oh,
so it's a sweet little house. I think since I started, I had that much done. So.
And there are way more stitches in that house than you think there are.
Oh yeah. It's a pretty big house.
Keisha could probably tell you exactly how many stitches are in that house.
Actually, I can't.
Oh, you didn't count this one, huh?
I could do the math real quick.
You don't have to. I just know that you oftentimes will count your elements out.
Yeah, I usually do. I just didn't count this one.
Oh, probably because you're just doing it when it rains.
That's true.
So it's not like you have a set goal to finish.
Good. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, I just kind of picked it up. But now you have me wondering.
I love those floss colors though.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I can tell I've really
579. And
that's a lot in a piece that size when the house is just a tiny little part.
Right. And oh, I forgot to mention, so the Christmas wreath, that is on 32 count Heartland from Picture This Plus, which is the called for fabric. And then this, it's just some neutral, well, it said linen, but I'm pretty sure this is even weave, that I got off of Amazon. It's just a great big old piece that I picked up to do this on. So
okay, I want to know, will you leave all the fabric on there until you're completely finished?
Yeah, probably so. It was one of those, and you gave this to me last year, and I was like, I'm just gonna start it. And I just rummaged in my stash, found it, didn't take the time to really measure it and cut it, and just started working on it. So since I've already started, I'll probably just leave it on. I'll usually use like the fabric peels, the sewing peels, to just like wrap it all up so that it's not in the way. But it doesn't bother me to have extra fabric. I work on such big projects sometimes that having extra fabric doesn't really bother me. So
I will tend to, if it's a smaller piece, I would start like that for sure. Because I don't usually take the time to measure it. And I am never convinced that it's going to be correct and accurate.
Right.
So I try and get across the piece, you know, whichever way I need to do, either across or up, so that I have the full height of the piece and I know how far I've measured up. Then I fold my piece in half and I have my border and I go up and I pull a thread and cut my fabric.
Gotcha. That's a good idea. Yeah, I get paranoid about not having enough room.
Yes. So yeah, I wait until I am at that point. So was it strange because I know I brought you the fabric for your long dog and it's cut to size. Then are you like,
a little bit. I did double check I measured in my 2 inches because that's how much margin I had. And then I actually like counted the threads. You know, it's 36 count. So I counted 36 and 36 to make sure, because I get paranoid about that.
Well, yeah, and that's a huge piece. And you don't want to get to the other side and have this much left.
Right.
Or so, be this much over.
That would be
my worry.
Or have the fabric turned the wrong way whenever you start it.
Oh, yeah.
Something that has happened to me.
Oh. Okay, you have more whips?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, you guys, I feel like it's a whip parade here. But, I'm going to quickly pull this off of the hoop because I don't think I showed you. I'm stitching this Tearoom ABC from my friend. And I also hit a milestone. So I think it's funny that we both hit it during the same time. That's the one I'm stitching. I am past the halfway mark.
Whoa.
So that is really exciting for me.
Yes. Wow, look at that.
That's how far I am. And really, I'm not getting up there. So I'm working on that center box that has a bunch of alphabets, but through the M and the N, that all the way across marks halfway.
Wow.
So
I'm so happy for you, because I know that's really been a struggle to show progress on. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you
for sticking with it.
And I finally thought, okay, that's enough to send her a picture. And I sent her a picture and said, okay, I'm going to tell you, I've been using this for a challenge. This has way more stitches in it than you think it does. And here it is. And I got called amazing. So
Nice.
it was very gratifying. But you know, there's just a lot in it.
Right.
So,
Well, and I feel like people who aren't stitchers don't really realize how many stitches it takes to make something, you know, that's even like a smaller size.
yes.
You know?
And then I have so our friend Stephanie from Cades Crafts, CADES Crafts, started the monochromatic March Sal. I think she did this with someone else, but it's because she has a birthday in March, and so she invited everyone to work on a monochromatic piece. And me, not thinking, decided that that meant that I should probably have a new start. And I've been watching, oh my gosh, you guys, I've been watching Gail's Golden Needles work on this from Modern Folk Embroidery. And hers is so gorgeous. She did hers on, it's a Picture This Plus fabric. It's a bluer one. I was trying to think if it's Gothic, but she used just a really pretty warm gold on it, and it is fabulous. And I've been dying to start mine because of that. So I'm using my bag that came from the box. Do I have it? There we go.
Huh?
Love this one. It came from the Lost in Austin box. And even the back, the peacock feathers spill over.
So good.
I love that thing. It's from Out of Print. They do just such fun things. But I've used a piece of Picture This Plus Spice Linen, 28 count. And I got a little start. Oh, okay, let's try the other side. I always fold my stitches in so that they don't, you know, there it is.
Oh, so good.
Just a little start, but you know,
Yeah.
it was one night. It was fun. And I felt like I made pretty good progress, and I'm excited. I had several choices, and I let Jeff make the final choice of fabric color, and that's what he liked the best.
Nice.
And I think I'm using Weeks Dyeworks straw. It was one that I had, one that I knew was fairly consistent. So I need to buy a couple more skeins, but I shouldn't have a problem with that. Excuse me. And then because my brain said, hello, you had already started a big monochromatic piece, I pulled out my long dog, which is Life After Death.
Yes.
And I started down in this little corner. And Keisha and I are trying to get 1,000 stitches a month in these. Keisha is not going to hit that this month because she has been the model queen.
Well, trying.
But I am close. I'm about halfway. I think I have 491 stitches in this. And this is where we talk to you about all of the fabric. So I have a really pretty piece of fabric from, oh my gosh, from R&R Reproductions. It's hydrangea, antique hydrangea. And I am using this beautiful floss from Silks for You. Okay, there's a hair down here, and I keep trying to get it. But that's what I have done.
Oh, do you have them sideways?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. See, my glasses are on, so I don't see everything straight. But you guys, look, that's 491 stitches.
Gosh.
That doesn't look like as many as what you've put in on your piece. So, you know, it's funny. Everything is so relative. And I know it's because it's this huge piece and the path that I've taken. Oh, and technically, so we talked about the counting and stuff. Technically, this, I believe, what I did with my picture is right here. And I should be able to put that little finial on the top. and do the little person.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to do that until I get more of this put in.
Yep. Yep.
So, and I am just letting the color kind of fall where it will, and enjoying that trip. I love the purples on here, and when I sit down, this is 40 count linen. So I do have to be in a place where my brain can work with 40 count. But R&R Fabrics really good for that. And I like this one. I like all my projects, or I wouldn't do them. Then one of my Wood Go pieces is coming to America because my poor pilgrims did not land when they were supposed to.
They're still a C.
Poor pilgrims. Here is the whole piece. It's really good. It's from With Thy Needle and Thread. And I worked a little more. I'm trying to get a page finish, which really is funky because the page finish, I'm close to it. I mean, well, I'm going to be over it when I finish, because what I'm really doing is trying to finish a section. The page finish would be about halfway through the lady's skirt.
Mhm.
So, and I was not going to cut off there, but I just need to finish filling in that little box. I got all of the top done. I got the sign done, and I'm just working on filling in this bottom part of the box.
Wow. Looks so
So
good. You've made some major progress on that since the start of the year.
I was really pushing because I just, I want it done.
Right.
The other thing is that I really like stitching letters.
Mhm.
So as I'm doing this, I am going to count my border carefully, go all the way down. Periodically, I may just like tuck a letter in, but I'm going to do this before I do all of my names.
Right. Well,
And
because you just move on words.
that's how I feel. And I really want to, when I get that far, I know I'm just going to want to be flying. So if I can get the bottom box done too, then that will be a lot. And I should be able to get through the names pretty quickly. So it's my plan. Okay, sorry, it's not cooperating and going back in the box. It's telling me it should be worked on.
Right.
Today is the 21st, and I'm trying to decide if I'm having another start today.
Oh.
Because normally I would do that.
Right.
So the other thing, I've got a couple more. Three more. We're almost there. Oh, this
See,
is
if I work on things that I can't show you, it doesn't matter because Laura has just completely made up for my lack of things I can show you.
so I'm going to show you this. This is the floss I have been collecting for this Emma Congdon book.
It's so pretty.
And I'm only through the 800s, so I still have a couple more rows. They list it all in the back so that you can buy it all at once. Well, just when we go to the store, I just buy a handful. And that's not including all of this.
Whew.
So, yeah. And I am working on Start Each Day with a Grateful Heart, which is the first one in the book.
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
Yes.
And I was booking along last week on Friday and had really made huge progress on this orange section, only to realize that I was off one stitch on the top edge and it would affect the rest of it. So I ripped it out this week and I finished filling in the orange. So I am so close.
Yes.
This is my Friday night chat piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I skipped a couple of weeks in there just because something else, I was trying to get some other things finished. But then I was like, wait a minute. I haven't been working on this, and pulled it back out. My goal was to hopefully try and do one a month ish. So now I'm in the third month and on the first one.
Well,
There are 20 of them. I was not going to finish the whole thing in 1 year anyway. Oh, it helps to put the floss back in with it. So then on St. Patrick's Day, I thought I should stitch on something green. And so I have this great bag from Judy with my frogs all over it. And she put this cool fabric inside. And I have from Rosewood Manor, Green on Green.
I love this one.
Me too. And when I was at school and I was thinking I should stitch on something green today. Wonder what I have that's green. And I'm like, I have green on green. So I ran home. I don't know what fabric this is. I'm not sure that I have anything saying the name. It's not showing. I'm not finding it in the bag. I have the bag it came in, but there's nothing on it. But I'm wondering if maybe it's something similar to what you have.
Oh, yeah.
For your long dog. But there it is.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Is it too sheer?
Might be a little bit.
Here, I'll see if I can hold. Even this will work. I filled in everything to this side of the birds. I already had the tall trees, but I put in those other motifs in a couple of days. And then I thought, oh, I really love this one. Wonder if it's on my Whip Go board. Yeah, it's on my Whip Go board. So I'm supposed to get a page finished whenever it gets called. Mm-hmm. Well, that's perfect because these pages, these are weird pages because like there's one section like this and then a big section, but the way that they're chopped up, I've kind of decided I'm going to try and hit like a certain part rather than just a page, because I could cheat and say, oh, I've already finished the page. It was this big. But no, I didn't do that. Oh, look, and I still didn't put all of the floss back in Emma Congdon.
Well,
Oh, and what should Emma Congdon live in? Oh, this bag from Garon Toten Bags. Because, that makes sense, right?
You like that bag and you like that book. Sometimes that's the only thing you need to tie things together.
And then yesterday, I decided about a week or so ago that I wanted to have a first day of spring start. Oh, I didn't look up my own hashtag. I'll do that real quick. So, wrong one. There it is.
I guess I kind of had a first day of spring start, but it's nothing related to spring at all.
What did you start?
Because I started the Frogworks model.
Oh, okay. So I hashtagged this first day of spring Sal. Really original there, right? First day of spring Sal. I probably should have added the year on the end of it. And it really was just a good excuse to start this project that I really wanted to start. Why don't I have the cover page? Here it is. Okay. So it is Rose Quaker from Stickideen von der Wienberg, which always makes Keisha laugh.
You just want to keep saying that name.
And I love this. And one of the best things I think on this pattern, I think I showed this before, but I'll show you guys again, is that they include a page like this.
Mm-hmm.
And on every one, it tells you what color number you're stitching with.
That's such a good idea.
I love it because, yeah, I didn't go look up that symbol. I pulled that color.
Yeah, that's a great idea, I think, especially when you're doing something like that.
I did find that when I printed this out, it cut off part of the motif that I started on.
Oh no.
That's okay. I think I can figure it out, but I got a little start. I am working on 36 count milk and honey linen from Fiber on a Whim. I have the other half in my bag over here. And this is what I got done.
So pretty already.
I love it. So I'm close to the halfway point and I'll be playing with it a little. And I have to show you guys, I have it in this bag from the 805 Stitcher with those fun cats.
They are fun.
And that's the fabric that I couldn't save one from our book sleeve sale, but that she used for this. Oh,
it's hilarious.
And our friend Athena gave Katie and I bags, and I claimed this one. And she took one of these cats and cut it out and made a needle minder. I don't have it over here with me, but, and then the other pretty thing I have to show you with this one, and then I'll really stop, okay, is our friend Connie made us some pretty thread jewelry. And she did this for the Austin thing. Do you see the teacup?
Uh-huh.
And there's a little, my crystal was not up there. There's a little crystal with it, teeny tiny.
Oh, okay.
And then this fun tray says Jane, oh, come on, get out of my way. Says Jane knows.
That's so pretty.
Isn't that great? So I loved it. And I thought, that goes with my Rose Quaker and cats. I mean, you know.
It's perfect. It's all things you like.
It's very eclectic, right? Just like me. Okay, so those are all of my whips. And I kept track this week. I thought maybe I would hit 5,000 again, but no. And I was nearly at 4,000. I'm at 3,000 something for the week.
Yeah.
But the arthritis just kicked in and said, nope, you're not stitching that much. So
yeah, I mean, I just haven't really been, like I said, I haven't really stitched a whole lot lately. I got a little over 1,200 stitches last week. So not quite my 200 day average that I shoot for, but that's okay. Things happen. I'm not going to beat myself up about it.
And you were traveling.
Yep.
And you still got that.
Yep.
See, you did great. It was fun. I pulled out my happy planner and I sat last week and wrote in it and kind of caught some stuff up. And I listed all of my stitches. I'm, just tracking it in there too. And you had your voice came to me and said, well, it's really more about the average and how you do. And so I did figure my average for the month. And that was really interesting for the month of February. So,
well, because you never know, like from one day to the next, what's going to happen. Because you aren't always going to have an average day,
Right. This week I did much better. My low day might be yesterday, actually. Katie and I did a lot of running. Yes, I did 310 stitches yesterday. So, and other than that, I was stitching. My low one is 538 stitches. I think if I averaged these, it would probably be in the upper 500 range because I had a couple of bigger days. So,
oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah. I mean, I felt pretty good about it. And I knew I had to stitch like 1,400 stitches yesterday in order to hit 5,000. I knew that I wasn't going to make it. So you see, if I would have hit 400, I would have hit 4,000. and I couldn't get myself to do it. I was like, nope, I'm done. It's going to take too much brain power to figure out where I need to, duplicate on this pattern.
Right.
I needed to be on my iPad and it wasn't handy.
Yeah.
So what kind of plans do you have?
Well, I am going to work on the Frogworks model. That is my plan, because in order to get it done by the deadline, I figured that I probably need to do about 2,000 stitches a week on it. Which
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's doable. It's one strand of DMC. I'm just gonna work really hard. I'd like to finish.
We could do Stitch with Us and not show our progress.
Yeah, but I really want to get back to work on R2D2.
Okay.
Or, I mean, either way, but I think it's, sometimes you need a break from the model. So I'll be working on the model. I need to work on Death by Cross Stitch. I really want to get back to that. I was reaching for that the other day, but I didn't have the fabric near me. Because it's such a big piece of fabric that I keep it away, because I have little hands that are often covered in drool. So so I'd like to work some more on that. I need to get back to work on Christmas wreath a little bit, and maybe it'll rain. Maybe I'll have to work on my rainy day project, and cozy feet always. So
all the good stuff.
In summation, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
How about you?
So somebody said, well, I can't even think what it was that I was trying to decide if I was going to pull it out and start it today. But I did think that, you said something about the rainy day piece, and now that my snow day Sal piece is done, I did buy that really adorable piece from Jardin Prive. I bet I know where I could find a picture of it. It is one that I know that Sheila is working on. It's let me see if she shows it in here and I can find it quick. It's the little girl, I think it's called Cats in the Rain.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that one.
I don't see, I thought she would have it right in here. I probably could have looked it up and found it. But anyway, it's a little girl in a yellow rain slicker and has all these cats on the ground, and she has an umbrella that she's holding over everybody. So it's cute, cute, cute. And I could start that today. I'd have to pull a bunch of stuff to be able to start it. So, and maybe I won't be doing that. Maybe I'll just be sitting down and trying to put in more stitches on my Rose Quaker and on my, I really want to work on my Life After Death, because this is the last full week of March.
Yeah.
It's also, so today would be new start on the 21st, but I started one yesterday. So maybe I'll just do that. And then the 25th, I will pull out my Quaker Christmas, and I will stitch on that with my friend Judy, our friend Judy, who has Judy's Project Bags and More, that I showed you the cute green frogs. I missed a purple print that she has in there, so I feel like I need to go look and see if she still has any of the fabric.
Yeah, there's always something good over there.
Yes. And then I would love to finish up my my section on Coming to America. I keep working on I've been pretty good about focusing on those WIPGO goals. Finishing up Baby It's Cold Outside, let me mark off a WIPGO box that hasn't been called yet. So it'll put me that far ahead when I get there. I still need to pull out Irish Blessing Sampler. See, that's what I should have worked on St. Patrick's Day, right? Because it's already been called. And I know I need to work on Hawk Run Hollow. I've got to finish a block for it to be able to mark it off. And I can't think what the other ones are off the top of my head, but that's pretty much what I've been pulling from.
Mhm.
I will, of course, continue on my 25/7. I'd like to get that one box that you saw outlined all finished this week before we go, so that while we're on our trip, what I can use for my 25/7 is making all of the outlining all the boxes, and then I could do the borders in between. That would be easy stitching, either in the car or when we get wherever we're going.
Mhm.
So, but it would be an easy 25 minutes anyway. I do 25 minutes. Lately, I've been doing, oh, I want to finish this section. So, and as long as it gets me around 25 minutes and over 25 stitches, I'm good.
Right. And I've been doing 25 stitches or close to 25 stitches. Like there was one day when I did like 35, and that's because it finished up all of the actual cross stitches. So
I had a day where I only did 38 stitches because it finished a section, and I thought, okay, and I'm going to move on and do something else now. So that was it. But it's moving every day. It's moving. And
which
I'm
is
seeing an end in sight.
that's good.
Yes. I would love to get it to my friend. She will be ecstatic. So, and other than that, we're just trying to plan all of the cool, fun places that we're going to go and visit. And we've had people reach out to us and tell us, oh, this is my crusted shop. Come visit this one. And we're seeing what we can fit in. We're going to finish out planning tonight and have our trip all set out. And then we have to begin all of the packing process. And okay, you saw how many things I worked on in the last 2 weeks. What am I going to take with me? I have 148 whips. Oh, I have 104. No, I think I counted that one. The Rose Quaker.
Yes.
So yes, I have 148 whips.
Well, you can't take all of them. You're going to have to narrow it down.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can you even imagine? Katie would kill me. But you know, I've kind of been keeping track. I have a spreadsheet set up. Aren't you proud?
I am proud. I'm always proud of a person with a spreadsheet. Okay, just one last thing before we wrap up. So my friend Chelsea, who I don't think watches these, she's not a stitcher, but she bought me a mug to celebrate my new job. And it's just a black mug that with white type on it says, "Ooh, this calls for a spreadsheet." So it's my work mug.
That's so good.
If you guys didn't know, I'm an accountant. So
Yep. So anyway, I think that's it. I'm sure you're planning as many more picnics as you can.
Oh, always. It's fun. James is eating more and more solid foods, so it's just kind of fun to pack a couple sandwiches for the parents, pack a thing of carrots for the boy, and just go out.
Sweet potatoes yesterday, right?
Potatoes yesterday, and he tried bananas for the first time yesterday, and that changed his world. So,
Okay, so I think that's about it then.
All right.
And we'll just say bye.
Have a good week.